Welcome to the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and your daily cast of characters, where we discuss the issues of the day, entertainment news, what's really going on in Washington, and the world. Why don't we just hear it from the horse's mouth himself?
We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified.
So when
I
are
don't
you
think
leaving?
it's safe to be briefed on national security because the word will get out. I know at some point they're going to be calling, they're going to want to brief me, but I'm not a talker about this stuff.
This is like Watergate, only it's worse. Because here, our foreign enemies were in a position to hack our most sensitive national security secrets.
You should know.
Of course, it turns out the Russians didn't need to hack Hillary's email server. They were able to hack Trump's mouth.
This is like Watergate, only it's worse.
The Lee Michaels Show on the Power of Voices Radio Network.
Hello, world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No matter where you are, you have us plugged in from thepowerofvoices.com. This, my friend, is the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and the cast of characters, back from a 4-day weekend. 3 days, 4 days, depends, I guess, how you count it out. And I hope everything went well for you and yours. Maybe get out and do a little barbecuing, going to the beach, do a little hiking, whatever your pleasure, you know. Hope you had fun doing it. I did. I got out and I was driving. Getting people to all the fun places. That's my job. And Carol was calling me every day saying, hey, let's go get something to eat or dinner or something. But I was always driving. I put in a lot of hours. How you doing, Carol?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
She's doing her bills while doing the show. She's multitasking. Hey,
Well, I walked this morning.
you did, huh?
Yeah, I was so happy it wasn't so hot. It's been so hot out here.
Will you leave that microphone alone?
Well, it's dipping on me.
Well, just stop playing with it.
It's been so hot in California that everybody you talk to,
Yeah.
you're fatigued from it. And because I have asthma, I have to be real careful because we've had the worst fire we've ever had in history.
Yeah. Up in
And
Burbank.
that smoke's in the air. So anybody that has problems with allergy, anything, they advise you not to be out there. They were telling people anyway because the heat was so intense. It was a heat because of the humidity. It was like if you stepped out in it, you felt like you were in an oven. And then my air is leaking. So
Yeah,
I had
it's
to
not
shut
working
my
well?
air off. It's
Really?
working, but I don't want to have to replace the ceiling. So even though I have insurance,
the
I shut
condensation
it down.
from it. Yeah, yeah.
So my
Humidity.
babies are a little upset.
Oh, boy.
And now I have a new roommate again.
Oh, good.
She's from South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of funny because we were talking. Number one, she didn't know how to use a key to lock a door.
No.
I sat there for 30 minutes. They only do digital there. They're kind of high tech out there. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that in South
yeah.
Korea. We think we're the leaders of everything, but
Well,
I
not in
don't.
certain areas, yeah.
She's a pre-med student.
Mm-hmm.
But what's funny, we were talking about Trump. She said, well, that's how we laugh at the North Korean guy. She said, he's an idiot. He's like Trump. They want to destroy the world. So they think the same way we do, you know, but because she lives in South Korea and he's in North Korea, she said,
Right.
he might have a great army, but those people have no choice.
Yeah.
And then she was telling me, I didn't know South Korea was really weird about gay people because she's gay.
Mm.
And she was telling me she's very fearful there. She's never been out of the country.
Wow.
Extremely smart.
How old is she?
Well, in Korea, when Koreans are born, they're considered a year already.
Okay.
So she had a birthday the day she came. So she turned 19.
But in our
Language, I think she
languages,
would have turned 18. Yeah.
Okay.
Very
Interesting.
nice little girl.
Yeah.
Never left that country. So
Yeah.
she knows nobody here. So it's like I have a new child now.
No, Lord, don't adopt her. Don't take possession.
No, but I mean, it's like having a child.
Yeah.
They even called me her house mom.
House mom.
Yeah, very nice girl, though.
Yeah, what's her name?
They never go by their names because we can't pronounce it. She calls herself Geo.
Jill?
Geo.
Geo?
G-E-O. Geo, like
Oh,
George,
Geo.
short for George.
Why would she call herself Geo?
Well, maybe because she'd rather be a boy.
Ah. That's right. You did say that she was, what does she consider herself, gay or
She is. She told me
lesbian,
she
or-
was.
Okay.
We were talking because I took her to get a swimsuit, and she had it straight for shorts, where they
Boy
were
shorts.
like a boy.
Yeah.
And that we got to talking, and then I said something about the last girl. She said, "I'm a lesbian." I said, "That's fine. I don't have a problem with that."
Right, right.
I think they know that, these people, that I'm one of these people. I don't judge you by
Yeah.
who you like or what you do.
Well, did you know Chris is a lesbian?
No, but I know yesterday was his real birthday, and
That's right.
I'm sure he had a great time. He
Hey,
looked
Chris.
great. He had a haircut.
Yeah? Well, his hair's
Yeah, boom
always cut.
shakalaka.
No, he
Oh,
had
y'all.
a haircut, and it looked like a shave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was a straight razor shave by my barber.
Yeah, see, I noticed all that.
Yeah, of course. It was great.
I
straight
did.
for
You
the head.
mentioned it.
How you doing, man? Birthday boy?
Man, I feel great. First of all, let me thank everybody that's been responding
Yeah.
on Facebook in kind for the birthday wishes. It's overwhelming. I'm very honored.
Well, you're a popular guy. People like you. You're well
I
known.
like them more.
Yeah, I
I
hear that.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
And I saw
one
you on there,
girl
Carol,
gave
too.
you a really nice, a young girl with, I think she had braids. There was a picture of you and her.
Yes, that's my producer, Lisa Marie Stewart, from the Cool Out Radio Show that I do at WVON, and she has just been tremendous. As Lee, as you know, and all of you know that work in broadcasting, a producer is hard to find.
Yep.
And they have to have a certain acumen or X factor that makes the show go, that gives the show, really its vitality.
Absolutely.
And Lisa is that producer. And so, Lisa Marie Stewart, I love you more than you know as a producer, and more importantly as a friend. She's the heartbeat of what we do there on that
Nice.
program. And she gave this great dedication to me, which was once again very humbling. I deeply appreciate that.
Yeah, she spoke very highly of you.
That's very nice. Those type of reactions or words from people that you respect means a lot to you when you're celebrating a birthday or just kind words in general.
He gets so many women, though.
He's a ladies' man.
Women really.
I'm a lesbian.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
a lesbian. I guess when you're
Yeah, I
Carol.
like women.
I guess when you're Carol, you're a transgender.
He's a lesbian. He likes women.
So did you go out
There you
for
go.
dinner for your birthday?
What'd you do?
No, that might be put on hold because I was thinking about. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to have a dinner with family or will I do like a meet and greet, stop by after work thing. So I haven't decided yet on which one I'm going to do. But I haven't decided. But yeah, I'm
Sounds
looking
like
forward
one
to
of
that. I mean, it's,
sounds like one of your girls calling now.
oh no! Please, that's family. When the wireless come up on the TV screen, no, that's family. We don't believe in incest around here. No.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, man. But so you didn't do anything, huh? You just kind of hung out there at the house and chill.
No, I chilled and relaxed. So I once again had the haircut and shave, and then we also had the festivities yesterday here. The ice cream and cake, and that was just great. And what can I say? It was just
Well, at least you got a cake. I didn't get one.
Because you said
You
you
didn't
didn't
get
want one.
I don't care what I said. It doesn't mean nothing. That's a typical female.
See, women, you just
I
can't
just said
trust
that.
nothing.
It's a typical female.
That's right. Well, y'all need to stop that mess and tell people exactly what you want, and then you'll get it. But don't tell somebody, I don't really like cakes. Then who in the hell's going to get you a cake? I don't like ice cream.
He's lucky I don't have my legs under the table.
You'll kick him.
Yes. Yes, I will.
You can't get your feet up that high. Get out of here.
You think I can't stretch? Would you like me to stretch for you some?
Yeah, as long as we can put the camera on you so people can see.
No, don't do that.
I can stretch.
I bet you can.
I can.
I don't doubt that. You walk, so you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're in pretty good shape. Maybe.
Yeah, but I get tired of people calling me skinny. It isn't. It's
Ain't
I'm
nothing
not
skinny about you.
I'm not
Just stop
skinny.
it. Come on.
That's a word I really hate. It's like a person that's overweight all their life and they call you fat.
Yeah.
Those are words people shouldn't use. I used to be
But
very skinny.
But you
and
know
I
why
have a
people
really
do
bad
that, right?
complex, huh?
You know why people do that?
Because they know it bothers me.
Right. So you need to learn to let that go, and then as long as they see it penetrating your disposition, how you feel, then they're going to keep doing it. Just laugh at them, say, "Yeah, so are you," or you say, "Your mama."
Haven't you ever noticed I never sit and say to somebody, "Oh, you're really overweight"?
No, who says that? Unless you're
People
just trying to be
do
evil.
that. I mean, if I think somebody isn't working out, I will say, you got to work out, not so much because of your weight, but for your health.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me. I would never offend someone like that unless I know I'm like, you do skinny jokes, fat jokes with your real close friends. And then you got to expect that they're going to hit you back.
Well, it's something that
Hell,
really,
I was skinny all my life.
Then you know what it does. It bothers you.
It didn't bother me. I used to just say, "Your mama."
They used to say to me, sing the song Boney Maroney.
Yeah, I heard that one too.
Boney Maroney.
Yeah, they call me Boney Maroney, and I was skinny with, your lips shrink a little as you start getting older.
Is that right?
And I used to have big lips, and like a fish. Have you ever heard of a sucker fish? I don't know if they have them everywhere, but in Montana, they have these big puffy lips.
Yeah.
They call me fish lips.
Yeah, well, I've heard that term, but not
So
necessarily.
I was very upset. I used to wear 2 pairs of pants to look bigger.
Fatter.
I had a butt, and that was it. I had arms were so skinny, so it really bothers people. So if anybody's listening, don't call people when they're overweight fat, or somebody when they're if you think they're skinny, don't call them skinny. Use the word slim.
How about if you call them, "Come here, you sexy thing"?
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. Skinny is when you see somebody that's anorexia and every bone on them's poking out.
Yeah, that's scary
that's
looking.
Skinny.
I've seen a couple of people walking down the street, and I went, "Wow."
Well,
They
you know
must be
what
ill,
causes a lot of that
What?
is people saying things to people when they do start. I know a couple of people that are very anorexia, and it's because people say things about their weight.
Yeah.
So and especially kids that are doing Pop Warner, and this is for anybody that has sons. When kids do Pop Warner, those coaches will tell those kids to take laxatives, because Pop Warner, they weigh in, and that tells you what league they're in. So if that day they're a little overweight, they can't play. So these boys get eating disorders over this.
Shit.
It's a known fact.
Well, I wouldn't have
what
my
they
kid
do
in
with
something like
kids.
that. Forget about
They've
it.
done this for years.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you're right. That's how these disorders get embedded in people. And, the models, for years has been, going through that as well, being bulimic. And, it's crazy. It's unfortunate.
I'm seeing more young girls now that like carrying their weight. They look healthier.
Yeah. I like curves on women,
You sound like that one bear from, was it Boo Boo and, what was that bear? There was Boo Boo and...
You talking about Yogi Bear?
Yeah,
Yogi
Yogi Bear. That's who you sound
Yogi
like.
and Boo Boo.
Yogi Bear.
Now
Oh yeah, I was thinking about Sling Blade.
Yeah.
Is
The
it
character.
Sling Blade?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Billy Bob Thornton that played that role years ago in the movie. And every time it's, hey, French fried taters.
Yeah, you do a
It's
pretty
about
good
rolling with
impression.
curves,
of
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say what? Say that again?
I said you do a pretty good impression of that.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, real good.
Karen, I wanted to ask. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
ask
Yeah,
me.
the question you said earlier about women's. Is it just women lips that shrink when you get older?
Isn't that they ate my lips? My lips are still pretty full, huh?
No, I don't know
Right, okay,
what they
but
do
yours.
like, but yeah.
No, I
Now,
think it's
is this in general?
I think it's
with people?
When you hit 40, everything starts changing, and as you get older and older, it does.
Okay, so let me ask you this: when it comes to women, is it the lips we can see or the lips we can't see?
Oh God, I'm not going to answer that one.
Okay, I just figured I asked a question here.
Yeah.
Well, if the ones we can't see shrink, then that's good news.
Well,
You know what?
It depends, I guess.
If a woman knows how to use it down there, she should have no problems.
Can I ask
God
you a
bless her.
question here? Why are you putting Band-Aids on your fingers?
Because I'm finding out it heals them faster than this other stuff they be telling me to do. Look,
Yeah.
I have that thing I told you. I have dermatitis.
Well,
And that my hands literally...
now I know why Michael Jackson used to have Band-Aids on his fingers.
On the fingertips. Right? I was getting ready to say that's a la Michael Jackson. He got it from Carol.
Michael
right.
Jackson had 2 diseases. He had lupus, and he had I can't say the word, the one where the
Vitiligo.
skin. He had those 2 diseases. And
Yeah.
they're both immune diseases, and they can cause dryness and that, and different things like this. So it's rather painful. I tell people my hands hurt, and sometimes when I do too many people, the acetone irritates it. So right now I'm really irritated. And then I ate food from my daughter, which she's a great cook, but she uses a lot of salt. And my fingers, they swell from salt. Salt's not good for you.
No, it isn't. Too much of anything's not good for you. And a lot of people use a lot of salt in their food, when they're cooking and everything. I cook with no salt. If you got to have salt, then you put it on. I'm not doing it. So, isn't it interesting that you go to a fast food place and the French fries have salt on them?
Especially McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Lately, they don't seem to be putting as much on it. But one night I was on a late night binge coming in from driving, and I stopped at a McDonald's for fish and French fries and lemonade. And the fries were very salty. I couldn't eat them.
I would have brought them back.
Well, I didn't try it until I almost was home, and I wasn't going to turn around and go back at that point. But the next time I came around, I said, hey, lighten up on that salt, okay? Oh, okay. Yeah, but somebody doused these in salt, man. It was like, damn. And for me to turn down the French fries, man, that's a tough one, because that's probably my favorite fast food would probably be French fries.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Favorite dessert would be brownies with walnuts or pecans.
No,
Or
it's
both.
good. Those cupcakes, you had some of them here, but I never touched them.
I didn't
Well,
have any
last
of
night
those.
they had them. Those red velvet ones were to die for.
Really?
I had one last night.
Nice.
They were very good.
Red velvet?
Yeah.
I'm not on that whole red velvet thing. I had not had red velvet cake until I was maybe 50 or 55 years old. Never had it before. Never even heard of it until, you know what? Let me think back now. Hold it. When I was in Florida in 2008, one of our listeners came on and she was talking about this red velvet cake, and I'd never even heard of it. I said, what do you mean what is a red velvet cake? And then everybody started chiming in and said, well, where you been? I said, well, I guess under a rock, because I've never had or heard of a red velvet cake until 2008. So, and I've had it since then, and I don't know. I don't get what everybody's
What's your favorite
excited about.
cake?
Yellow cake, chocolate icing. Simple. Nothing fancy. Homemade icing. And not a lot of it. Just kind of like a nice little spread on it. That's the way my mom used to make it. Yeah, baby. I could put away some of that. And some brownies with walnuts or pecans or both at the same time.
I have a recipe for homemade brownies that's out of this world.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we gotta check that out.
I used to bake a lot. Everybody will tell you, but I quit doing that.
Yeah, you quit doing all the fun stuff.
Well, because I end up licking the bowl of the frosting that's left and eating spoonfuls of it.
Damn. Okay, so Carol has shared with me her desire to move to Montana, right? Is it Montana or
It's
Utah?
on fire right now.
So?
It's burning. I don't want to move to Montana. I'm from there. I hate it.
Where's it you want to go?
I want to move to Utah.
Utah. Okay. So why do you want to move to Utah?
Because I have
Talk about
sisters
that.
there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess that's good enough for you.
I don't want to stay here. It's too expensive, and
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it. And
So it's less expensive in Utah?
yes,
Yeah. Well, it would have to be for me to go there.
it's gotten so expensive here, and
It has.
it's like I got in an argument the other day with a friend of mine about the homeless. But then, in a way, driving today, I think I feel bad for the homeless, and I think something needs to be done instead of building a wall. How about building a bunch of places for? But then you have a lot of homeless people. They just put trash. It's horrible.
Well, where are they going to put it?
Well, but to take it to a garbage can or find something to shove it. But when it's laying all over the ground, and
No, they probably have
that's
some.
kind of messed up.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong.
It is, and they probably got some issues.
I seen that in the marina
Yeah.
today. Like, I seen it driving down Lincoln
Yeah.
under the bridge. Just
Yep.
these young guys are living there, and all you see is their It's like, at least buy a garbage bag and put your garbage. And then when I'm walking down the path now, I'm seeing a bunch of homeless people living under this bridge, and I can understand it, but pick up the mess.
Yeah. Well, I guess the garbage man won't pick it up.
They don't go under those bridges.
Yeah.
So
I'm just
it's
making
there.
a joke, but yeah, it's a problem, But what's the solution? The solution is to
Affordable housing for them.
Well, yeah, that would probably solve some of it, but maybe some of these people don't have any income and have some mental or physical or substance abuse problems. So we have to deal with those issues first, I think, and then you can maybe bring them into being, better citizens, that can be self-sustaining. That's, I think, the real key. Get people to a point where they can take care of themselves. And then the homeless situation should reduce greatly. Oh, knocking over the camera, folks. Hang in there. Yeah, I've got my foot caught up in the cord.
So did he put that in today, that DACA? I know Ryan's against it.
What? You know what? I heard something to the effect that it's been put on hold, or what is it? What is the deal with it?
Well, he said today he would announce, but he'd give it 6 months. Well,
Right.
I've been noticing how Latin guys that have come here, it's Latins he picks on for some reason, that have come here and they marry an American woman, he's still sending them back.
Mm-hmm.
Does his wife have her citizenship? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think she does.
Well, I'm just curious. I would love it if somebody would do some research just to see, because I don't like this man.
Yeah.
I can't stand this man. I thought about it today. I can't stand this man.
I had a passenger in the car over the weekend, and he's an American citizen. And he brought a woman over here from Cyprus and married her. She's got her green card and all of that. And now she wants a divorce. They've been married for 1 year.
Oh, well, she was using him.
That's what I was trying to
So
tell
I
him.
kind of think she's going to have to get her citizenship.
That's what I was trying to tell him, that, listen. I said, well, tell me how your interaction with her goes. He goes, well, she stays in the bedroom all the time. I go out and work. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't cook. She doesn't clean. He says, I do everything. And then when I come home, and he says, I end up having to order out or go get food and bring it in to make sure that she eats. But she's always angry. I said, dude, come on, man. You've been set up. I said, so what's happening now? Well, she moved out, and she moved over with her aunt down in Irvine somewhere. And
Tell him he can get an annulment. If he's only been married a year, he can annul that.
What does that do to getting
Makes
her
it like she
citizenship?
never had a marriage.
Well, I know, but what about her citizenship? Does it put that
They
on
might
hold?
send her back.
Really? Yeah, she said that she wanted to go back to Cyprus. But you never hear you never hear in the news or Trump or anybody else talk about the people that come from other parts of the world.
No, only Latin countries.
And that's wrong because there's a lot of Russians here. There's a lot of Polish people here.
Asians.
There are people from all over the world. Germans. But nobody wants to talk about that. You know, there's 12 million illegal, people from the South here. Well, okay, but how many from other places? Hey, Alpha, how are you?
Lee, how are you? How you doing? Carol, how are you?
I'm good.
We're good, man.
And Chris, and birthday boy Chris.
Yes,
you
sir.
mean to tell me you said
Shut up!
cake?
Shut up! I don't want to hear it today.
Come on,
Now
come
I
on.
let you on Thursday get after me, and that was enough. Now,
wasn't
shut
getting
up!
after you.
No. Thursday, I let you say something about me, and I didn't say anything. If you're gonna come to the conversation today, shutty about me.
Oh, okay.
Now I had to put down some ground rules, man. You want to go talk about politics? Go ahead. I didn't stop all over me on Thursday.
Wait a
That
minute,
was
why do
fun,
you think he's
but
going to say
not
something
today.
about you?
Exactly.
The setup?
He's Alpha. He's Alpha. That's what he does. He's a rock thrower and throws bombs. He's the kind of guy that farts. He farts in the room and leaves.
Sounds like
I don't
my
want to stay
son.
around.
Sounds just like my son.
Yeah, farts in the room.
You know,
My
Lee,
son is terrible. He did that yesterday. He's sitting there and then he looks at me and he hugs and he lifts his leg and his hip.
He did the dog
It's
fart
like, I
on
go,
you?
let me go, and he's holding me, and I go, please
Oh.
let me up. My claws are coming out. And when I tell him that, for some reason, I don't have big nails, but they
Yeah.
do come out.
Yeah.
But he
Lee-
does that too.
What up?
Lee, you left us for a minute there Thursday, and you went somewhere, and
I went to answer
I
the
just-
door, I think it was.
yeah, I
Oh,
mentioned
no,
a
to
few
change the air
things.
conditioning.
I mentioned a few things to Chris, and he took umbrage to it, and I don't understand that. For him to think that I would come in and say something negative, he was, he's there with cake and ice cream. He could have been here with me with smoked ribs and his cake and ice cream.
Oh,
I don't understand him. The
That's
hostility.
called reverse goddamn psychology. Don't pull that here, man.
Open hostility.
Wow. So he missed out on the ribs?
He missed out on the
Don't
ribs.
entertain that, Lee. Come on, man.
Come on.
Come on. Don't
I can
piss in my eye
smell
and tell
'em.
me it's raining, sir. Not today. Not. Come on, man.
Well, no, I had the 2-finger rectal exam. I'm going to tell you it's a second opinion.
There you go. See, that's the Alpha we know and love. Thank you, sir.
That's too funny. So,
No, I was genuinely going to ask you how your day was yesterday, and if you had.
Let you finish. Well, okay. I'll answer the question now. No, it was great. It was a lot of fun. I heard from my daughters. I have one daughter that lives in Arizona. She called to wish the old man happy birthday. My oldest daughter here, she had to work yesterday, but she did call and let me know. And I had some, other family and friends reach out to me as well. So it was a very enlightening day. I really enjoyed myself.
good.
Well, that's great. That's great. I wouldn't dare come in with a slight behind that. However, no. You all mentioning DACA.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not only is this man heartless, bigoted, illegitimate, treasonous, he's a coward. He sent the Keebler Elf out to announce the ending of this program. And then he says he's going to put a 6-month delay on it. How is that going to help
Well, it's called kicking the can down the road.
Yeah, well, of course that's what it is.
Because he got so much negative feedback on the original announcement.
Okay, but
so he had to backpedal.
Shouldn't that signal that you need to begin to refer to him as all of these things? Because he can't stand the negative press. He is the one who was so steeped in bigotry and hatred. This was an alt-right ruling.
Absolutely.
Executive order. And if you don't paint him in that light, he will get away with this too.
Yeah, you got to call it what it is.
I am so sick and tired of them giving him the benefit of the doubt.
I don't think they were. I've been reading, Ryan made a comment that that's something he should leave alone. Most Republicans are against this.
Okay.
These are our future, a lot of these kids. I mean, this country was made on all nationalities. Whether
But
they
not
came
Paul
in the
Ryan.
country now or they came back when they stole the country from my people. It's
Not
made up
Paul
of
Ryan.
that. Yeah, Paul Ryan is against
No,
it.
no.
Well, I read
Paul
where he was.
Okay, I read that too. He says he's against it. Paul Ryan is one of the Ayn Rand people.
Well, I don't know. I'm only going by what the press said that he said.
Okay.
He made a
I'm
point
going
of
by-
telling people this.
I'm going by what the press says and what I know of him in his history. He makes it mandatory reading for all of his staff to read the Ayn Rand books. And if you know who Ayn Rand was, you understand they have absolutely no empathy for anyone who isn't strong enough to bite the head off a chicken. This is what Paul Ryan is about. This is what most Republicans
Well,
are
I
about.
understand that. I know myself that he's against a lot of things, but I think it was pretty cool he did say he was against it.
Yeah, well, he knows
He
he's
said-
got an election coming up too. So that's
Right, and he said he was.
Hey.
He said Donald Trump was racist, but he still supports him. You cannot continue to normalize these people. They talk about Mitch McConnell. They talk about all these Republicans, and yet, as they do the nastiest things, the most dastardly things, all they have to do is one thing, and all is forgiven. You don't forgive. Well, let's forgive Hitler. Let's forgive the Joseph Goebbels of the world and all of the other rabbit murderers, all of the other serial killers and war criminals. Let's just forgive them. Because that's what they're doing to Trump. They normalize this BS. And that's what's hurting them so much, because he simply turns the corner and comes back and does it again.
Well, my position is real simple. If you are not against people who are doing evil things, then you must be a part of that. So anybody that supports Donald Trump, that thinks he's doing a great job, then you must be just like him. You have to be a racist, a bigot, un-American, selfish, narcissist. You have to be. You must. I mean, if you agree with anything that this guy does, the only good thing that he's done, in my opinion, is he's making funds available for the people from this most recent storm. Let's see what we're going to do when the storm hits Florida. Is there enough money in the coffer to cover all of the damage?
Yeah, that storm was, what, at 170 miles? It was, what, 150, way
It's
up there, the
it's a
wind.
Cat 5. It's a Category
Yeah,
5.
No, they said
Right,
today,
Cat 5,
but
175
yeah, it said a
miles per
5,
hour.
but the wind's the way it's going. They don't know if it's going to turn around. Is
Yeah,
it
we
going to
don't
hit
know
the
yet.
New Jersey shores?
Yep. They don't know yet. It could shift and go in.
Yeah, you're right. It
directions.
says Paul Ryan just repealed DACA 4 days after urging Trump not to repeal it.
Well,
But you know, going back to what you said real
I
quick.
don't think
and
we're going to
ducktail,
let him happen, though. There's going to be major protests. They got to get these guys out.
Ducktail on what Alpha just said real quick about these people being incapable of human emotions. So what happened, of course, is going on, with Hurricane Harvey in Texas. Here's the president saying, "Oh, what a crowd." This is not a stage production.
Yeah, he's campaigning.
Exactly.
And then he say, "Aren't we all happy?"
Happy about what, you jackass?
We just lost our damn homes, and you took this insurance thing away that will not help none of us now.
Red ball and duct tape this fool right now.
So how are they supposed to recover through the insurance company?
A lot of them, the majority of them didn't have flood insurance.
Yeah,
80% did not have insurance.
Another move to help the rich and piss on the poor.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's look. I get so weary.
Yeah, I have a very wealthy client that I was a little shocked how she talked.
Yeah.
She said that we don't owe anybody nothing. I said, but how'd you make this money? Who are your biggest customers? Because it sure in the hell ain't other billionaires. And she couldn't answer that, but she don't feel she owes anything. But then I have other people like the Hammer family. They're not for him. The Gettys aren't for him. I can guarantee you that, because these are people I know, and they are not for what Trump's doing.
Well, see, the way I was raised,
and they're not getting hurt by Trump either.
No, right.
Well, they're not. They're not. They support a lot of causes. These people. Let me ask you a question. You've seen all these people donating money. Where was Eddie Murphy? Where was Will Smith?
Well,
where were their donations? Because they were given all the names. You never see Will Smith.
Well, a lot of times,
Tyler Perry came in with $1 million, but behind that $1 million, he made a point of sticking up for that. What's that creep off? The one with the TV show?
Oh, Joel Osteen.
He said we shouldn't be mad at him, but the asshole finally lets people in, and he passes a plate around. These people are homeless, don't know what their next meal's going to be. He says, and then he says, y'all got to pray. That's what'll save you. I wanted to say F you.
Well, he's doing the same thing that Trump is doing.
Red Cross, don't send your money to them, because these people came in with food to feed these people, and they said, who told you could do this? This was Red Cross. These people hadn't eaten for 24 hours. They were given a sandwich. A sandwich. They said there were babies there crying, and they stopped them from giving them hot food. There's a lot of things going on. That's why I would never donate money to the Red Cross. Look what they did in Haiti.
Not only that, only 16% of the money they collect actually goes to the cause. Because
so don't send it to Red Cross.
Their administrative fees are so high. And, I would rather get together a bunch of people and we pool our monies together, buy the water, the food, canned goods, whatever you're going to do, baby supplies, put it on a truck, send it down there, and give it out.
Well, that's what people are doing, but now they're turning around. There were these guys in a truck, and they weren't rich men, but they came down there to help in that. But the police stopped them, and they said, can we see your ID? And these were white guys coming in. They had helped.
Right.
And they started harassing them. I seen the whole video, and they told them, look, we don't even have money, but we came here to help and do whatever. And they told them, well, they don't need your help now. So you see where
now what authority does the cops have to turn down something
Look what they did to that. Look what they did to that nurse in Utah.
Oh, they had great authority. It's called white privilege.
Well, it wasn't just white cops, honey. It was black ones too.
No. It's called white privilege. That cop.
But these were white guys they were messing with.
I understand that. But
I call it cop privilege. I can't give it up.
When you get a cop who stands on that authority, even though it's illegal, that's what you call it, because they know that there will be no repercussions or ramifications.
See, I don't call it white or black privilege. I call it cop privilege.
Okay.
Because it's all different races of cops that do stuff. I seen 2 black cops go and beat the crap out of this black kid that was doing nothing, and his friends were taping it, and the cop went at his friend telling him, what do you think you're doing? And he didn't have to hand him his phone. So to me, I would use the word cop privilege because it isn't just
Yeah, well,
white cops. It's
of
all
course.
races of cops.
No, it's not. It's not all cops. It's not all cops. Let me put it like this.
No, I'm not saying all cops, but it isn't all white cops either. It's black
Anytime-
cops too.
Anytime you have a forced diversity, they are forced to put one or two black cops here, and here in Chicago, they were forced to integrate the entire department because of lawsuits. So now what you have are black cops and white cops roaming the streets, and the black cops sometimes are worse than the white cops. You know why? Because they have bought into this meme that everybody out there is a criminal. This is the same mentality that our all-white police department would have. You have cops who are afraid to call out the bad cops. And as far as I'm concerned, there are no good cops as long as they remain silent and allow the bad cops
To exist.
to flourish.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I agree. But, and I've had this conversation with retired cops and, former cops and even some current cops. The problem is they're all looking out for their own best interests. And they know if they rat on a fellow cop that they're going to be reprimanded by the people at the top, okay? They're going to be put on suspension or not allowed to get promotions. And all of them are looking to do the amount of time that they need to do so that they can get their pension. And none of them are going to turn another cop in with risking that pension.
And they will be subject to the Serpico syndrome.
Sure.
And that is why the good cops are no longer in existence.
Oh, I
What
have
you
friends
have-
that are cops, and some of
I
them
do
have
too.
quit because of the.
I got family members that are cops.
Mm-hmm.
I got people that I got a guy that I went to high school with, played ball on the basketball team with him, did some nasty, dirty, nefarious things with him. He's an FBI agent. Period. And I ask him all the time, how in the did you get this job? Nobody talked to me. How did you get this job? I tell you, as far as doing dirt, he was a good friend. So when you say I know cops, I know so many cops it's not even funny. And I can tell you right now, they all fit that bill. They all want to comply. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to shake up anything. Look at the cops who stood by and watched the cop shoot Laquan McDonald 16 times. He shot him 4 times. He went down. The other 12 is while he was laying on the ground. Now, the video shows he didn't rush him. He didn't have the rest of the cops, they didn't fear for their life. Nobody fired a shot. And then what did they do? They went to the Burger King and erased the tape. Anybody who had film of it, they got there.
It's called cover-up.
Used their authority to access the tape. And all of a sudden the tape's erased. But they don't know anything about it.
It's terrible. And it's been happening forever. It really has. The body cams, the dashboard cams, cameras in businesses and private homes. The cops can come in and confiscate your video. And then they do whatever they want to do with it. It doesn't exist. Well, it wasn't a good, focus. We really couldn't tell. So it's all about covering. It's called CYA, cover your ass.
Yeah,
and that's why so many people are upset. And that's why, the cops are being shot at and treated poorly. You know, but
Ambush.
it's called a retaliation. And they got to remember, all those 300 and some million guns out there in the hands of private citizens, some of them are legal and some are not. And they are empowered. They have possession of these firearms and they're using them against the cops. And I'm not a supporter of that, but that's what's happening. I don't like guns at all. I don't want the cops to have guns, but you know, that's just me.
Well, one time in London, cops didn't have to have guns.
I don't think they still.
But now, they walk around with knives and machetes. People, I think now some of them do have guns. It's gotten pretty bad everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned about what happened in Utah with the nurse and the officer and everything else. And we've seen the videotape now, and she was doing her job, of course. And all of a sudden, we see some of these police officers, not all, but some, have this, ego of you can't challenge my authority.
Yep.
I mean, how dare you? You're a civilian. I'm a police officer. And as we saw what happened unfolding. Now, the patient that was unconscious, now they talk about now a criminal investigation. Who's to say that that particular officer wanted to get the blood work and tamper with it? See, we don't know. With
You
some
don't
of these
know
cops.
what you don't know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
But some of these cops I've talked to over time, the question becomes, what are you prepared to do? And that can go across the board with anything. Would you tamper with evidence to make sure somebody gets railroaded? Would you do what you do to, once again, like Lee said, protect your own ass? What are you prepared to do becomes across the board in any scenario. And sometimes not about white or black, it's about blue. It's about the color of what the law enforcement is about. You got to protect your own.
I agree with you.
I think I just get real sensitive because I get tired of everybody using color and things. It's like...
Well, you can't ignore it, though, Carol. It does exist, unfortunately.
It bothers me.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a friend. Sometimes it's very hard for me to talk to her because you would think she was a slave before. And I put something up that made a lot of sense. It said, our ancestors might have been slaves and maybe they took the land from us, but are we? And we're not. I didn't live when they came in and they took the land from my people. So sometimes, let me finish. The generation that's coming up now, you don't see real ugly people anymore. You used to see some ugly kids now, let's be for real. There used to be kids that looked like potato heads and rugrat kids.
Come on, kids.
But now,
potato heads.
Now you see very good, because it's getting to where there's not going to be just black or white or Indian. You have so many mixtures now. I would say almost maybe 70% of the kids that are out there now, the millennium kids, they're mixed with all different races in them. So these are our future. And they're going to think a lot different than where Trump's trying to go with his old, ugly... I can't even look at him. He makes me sick.
But see, that's part of the problem, too, because...
And see, Carol...
He don't want to see that happen.
No.
They don't.
But I mentioned that, Carol, and I had every intention of letting you finish, but I mentioned that because we have been miseducated. Do you believe that the majority of our people would have accepted the Bible of the slave master if they knew the truth? And since they accepted the Bible,
but you weren't the only ones that were slaves. Were black people. Read back.
Well, we know that.
I know on this radio station it's more of one, but I'm just telling you, you're not the only ones. Read what was done to Asians. Read what was done with Jewish people.
I've read Asians.
Wait a minute. You won't read what happened to Native Americans. You know why? Because it's not in our history books.
Well, write your own history
silent
books.
Because sit here and they won't teach it in schools because it happened in this country.
Of course.
You made my point.
Well, I think they're both saying the same thing.
So sometimes I have a friend, sometimes I can't talk to her because I get sick of hearing it. I don't want to hear it all the time. I have a mother that's considered white, I guess. She's Russian Jewish. But I don't want to hear it all the time. I have half sisters that we don't have the same father, and I just get tired of it. I tell people I'm tired of hearing it all the time. Why do we always have to? You can go to Cuba. Everybody there's Cubans. You have white Cubans, black Cubans, Latin-looking Cubans. You go to France. Everybody's French. But you come to this damn country, and they separate us. They
Well, it's by
separate.
design.
And that's what needs to
That's the way it's been.
change.
That's the way it
That's what
started,
needs
and that's
to
the way it's
change.
always been.
I've seen people
No,
I've
that's-
come across the border with, and they'll go, and when they ask you a question, well, what nationality are you? And they'll go, oh, well, I'm black. You're supposed to say American. They look at you like you're nuts.
But see,
that's because that's inbred in us.
Of course.
And we should all be called Americans, no matter what race you are. We're all Americans.
Well, you're right.
Okay.
But there are groups of people in this country that are trying to hold on to their heritage.
And it's a very small group.
Well, no, it isn't. It really isn't.
No, it's not.
No. I disagree with you on that one, because in all of the travels in places I've lived all over the U.S., right there in Chicago, where Chris and Alpha are, I mean, you got the Polish neighborhoods, you got the Italian neighborhoods.
Oh, you have
got
that here, too.
the Greek neighborhoods, you got several black fractions.
Little Mexico.
Little Mexico, all of that. So,
All of
what is the problem with that, or is there a problem with that? I don't. In my mind, no. It's you should be proud of your heritage. Okay. Now, what is my heritage? I'm a hot mix like a lot of people. Okay. According to this picture thing they do online, it says I'm from East Africa, Northeast Africa. Well, I don't know. Nobody in my family has ever referred to any of our heritage coming from that part of Africa. I know that there's a white side of my family. There's a black side. Now, where they all came from, I have no idea. And really, quite frankly, I don't give a damn.
But you know what? If there really was an Adam and Eve, it's obvious
Well,
everybody
yeah.
comes from the same.
Yeah, but
if
who the
there
hell
was
Adam
an Adam and Eve,
If,
was
if
there
there
really?
was.
Or is this just another
Adam and Eve
great
come from the
philosopher?
Bible.
Right. Who wrote the
I
Bible?
don't believe in the Bible.
And how many different versions of the Bible are there
34. There are 34
that we know of?
There you go.
that we know of.
And it's been sliced, diced, interpreted, and pointed and slanted in the direction that whoever wrote it wanted to be. So
And rewrote.
exactly. And a lot of things get lost in the translation, the interpretation, and all of that. So that's a whole nother show or a series of shows to argue about that. But the bottom line is this, real simple. And maybe we should adopt the idea, the concept of saying, I'm an American. I've always said that. I'm an American. I was born and raised here. Okay, period. I don't know nothing else. Okay, the color of my skin, the heritage in my family is what it is. It ain't never going to change. But I was born here. I'm an American.
Thank you.
I happen to be considered a black American.
You know, where I'm from, they're so racist against Native Americans. I tell people as soon as I could get out of there, I was out of there. People go, do you go back? I go, hell no. What do I want to go back for? I don't have no great memories.
Yeah.
I just know that I used to sit in school and try to suck my lips in and make my nose go up like Bob Hope's nose because that was the nose they all had.
Yeah.
But they don't like anybody there. They don't like Jewish people. They don't like anything what you see going on right now. They
Well, those are
don't
the
like
same
anything.
people that support Trump. Period. Okay? The reason
And
that
look at
so
what you
many
had to go through.
yeah, the skinheads
Well, I
and
went through hell there. They would pick us up before a game like we're the only ones that went around fighting people and put us in jail. Mm-hmm. I mean, people think I was some kind of... I said I was never a bad person, but they threw us in jail.
of course, because they could.
You look
Every ti-
suspicious, Carol.
I don't.
You look suspicious.
I'm not saying
You know how I know? You know how I know you look suspicious, Carol? I talked to the other Carol. All right.
Oh, you mean the transvestite one?
Yeah, the lesbian Carol. I talked to the other Carol. Okay. And I know for a fact
They're
that,
both kind of edgy.
You do?
So I think that's why I get so
Yeah,
upset
you could be
when
right about that.
everybody always does this color thing, this black, and I'm Asian. It's because I had to live there like other people, and I came here to get away from it. And I
Did you succeed?
I see a lot of it here. Like I have friends that complain all the time. They go, "Oh, they pick on us Latins," but like I said, and well, who's in your area is killing each other? It's not a white guy or a black guy walking in there killing you. It's you killing each other. And the same thing in the black areas here. So
people kill according to proximity. People kill according to. Have you ever heard that? White people kill white people. Black people kill black. It's proximity. It's who you live around.
Yeah.
It's your environment. And once you get into the straits in a black community or Hispanic community, and the opportunities are narrow, thin, you begin to survive.
Also,
and
Jeff,
when you start surviving, go ahead.
So Jeff Sessions did announce that today. I thought they were kicking his ass out.
Yeah. No. He was going to try to. You know why they didn't kick him out, Carol? You know why they didn't kick him out? Because he would be the only one. He was the first. He was the first supporter of Donald Trump.
Right.
And if
Is
they
it
kicked
only
him out,
only Latins again they're going after?
Of course.
What is this?
Of course.
Because they're easy
think
to
that-
prey upon, Carol. It's real simple. You know, but here's what's so pathetic
Well,
about
let's
all
hope
of
maybe
this.
that thing will reverse and hit D.C. and wipe the White House out.
Well, here's it.
Oh, Jesus, Carol.
Well, they say it's now at 180 miles an hour.
Hey, what's the pattern of the path?
The path right now, let me go back to the beginning.
Is headed toward Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot
It's
of
headed
friends
toward
down there.
Florida.
Tell
Then-
them to get
then
out.
After he comes across,
Here,
after he
this
comes
just
across the dry land.
pressure is 929. Winds are 175 miles per hour. And right now
After it crosses
it's around
Cuba,
what?
it might turn.
Yeah. Might end up on New Jersey, they said.
Right. After it crosses
I hope
Cuba,
my granddaughter gets
it
back
could
here
turn.
safe.
Yep.
She's flying in from Paris, but those winds. They're having sex in.
Have what?
Mind. Nothing.
What?
People are already out. They're out here.
That's
in
what
their
I
yard.
said, Chris. What?
You
Huh?
know about the animal porn again? Animal
Oh,
porn.
I seen where they're having sex in the middle of the room at some of these shelters, but that's probably fake news. Where's Alpha? I mean, where's what's his name? Apollo.
It might be Apollo.
Say he would know.
Well, let me just say this, folks. Brace yourself, because if this, was it Irma?
Yes.
Irma.
Yeah,
If
Hurricane
Irma,
Irma.
if Irma hits the coast of Florida with a Category 5 or 4 straight on, it's going to be devastating.
Well, you know, it's funny. When I walked this morning, the waves were a little kind of that weird blue, and they were shook. And you want to hear something? There was probably close to 50 pelicans close to the shore. So all the pelicans are flying here for some reason, because I looked, I go, is that people
You
out there?
think?
And it was all pelicans, those huge pelicans.
Yeah. Well, there must be a bunch of fish around.
I don't
Well,
know.
then
Maybe they're getting away from that storm.
No, the storm is not on the Pacific coast, though.
Yeah,
on
but
the
they
Atlantic.
have to fly to get out of there.
No, I don't think
Hey,
they're making
Lee.
that kind of flight.
Don't Andre hunt pelicans too?
He hunts any damn
Oh,
thing.
that's sad. They're such beautiful birds.
No, he's making a joke.
I
He
have a
doesn't-
great picture of a pelican. One I took, he wouldn't even move. He was by my feet.
Yeah. Some of them are pretty domesticated, you know.
Well, because people feed them. Because if you go up to the waterfalls on Slauson, those waterfalls they've made there,
Where?
there's some, I'll take you up there. There's a bunch of little waterfalls they've made.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to set up my phone here because I wanted to call Andre and talk to him about the storm headed his way. He's one of these guys. He likes to ride it out. He's had his
Yeah.
house almost completely wiped out, the roof ripped off before. So we're gonna see how bad your
I would
ass is
suggest he doesn't write it out.
now. I agree.
If you know him, he'd be up in a tree blind waiting on a deer.
Yeah, you're right.
Get ready to grill a he get ready to grill a pelican.
Right.
Yeah.
They almost slow roast him for
on
about
his-
12
On
hours.
the smoker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost
12
He got it,
hours.
but he's got
He's gonna be tender and
he got
juicy.
a nice brick. He got a nice brick grill of smoke out back, don't he, Bleed?
Oh yeah.
Nice big one.
Yep.
He just flatten that bird out, feathers and all. Damn.
It just makes me want to cry. I'm reading Trump announces end of immigration protection. So I guess Russia and all those people will be leaving, huh?
No.
I hate that
talking
man.
about, Carol?
I hate him. I hate him. I'm going to take a
Carol,
picture of him and sell dartboards with it. I know I
I'm
could make
gonna
a
have to-
lot of money doing that.
I'm going to have to speak to the other Carol about
Oh, I hate him.
it. You hate him.
I hate him. And I don't like that word, but I hate him.
But I mean, if you believe that this is going to
I don't think it's going to go through. I don't believe it will.
you don't well, you do have you have states suing him if he
Well,
ends it.
LA said they're not going to let it happen in California.
Well, that's 1 out of 50, but
Yeah, I have
That-
family
and what the-
members that make comments, and I go, excuse me, but my granddaughter's half Mexican, so really,
Yeah.
keep
I'm
your
half
keep your
Mexican,
damn
yeah.
opinions to yourself. My one granddaughter's
Mexican,
father is
Carol.
Mexican. The one that, I don't know if you heard her that day. She was here on a show with Lee where he was asking a kid a question, and her father's Mexican. So people need to stop. My other granddaughter, her father's Portuguese Brazilian.
listen,
My father's Mexican.
Let's see, my son is Japanese black, Native American, and Russian Jew.
my family's all mixed up.
It's
my
funny,
immediate family, my children, my first wife was black or half black.
Which half was
no.
You
black?
sure got the right wife?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Second wife was Mexican. My
Let's keep
third
those
wife
countries up,
is
please.
white. So
Is that the
I
one in
have
Vegas?
I have a child from each one of them.
You little whore.
Why am I
Oh, that took all the civility. You just sucked all the civility out of the room.
Damn.
Just all the
I'm a
civility out
hoe.
of the room, Carol.
Wait, but how you gonna be a little whore, Carol? He's married. He was married. That's what you do.
I'm
You do the
just
boom
I'm
shakalaka.
messing with him.
Yeah.
Actually, Lee's one of the nicest people because he'll tell you how
Oh,
Carol
gee.
panics.
Yeah, he's
I-
a nice whore.
He's
He's a nice little
whore.
whore.
Nice
I was
hoe.
scared to death the other night because I didn't have a flashlight and I felt there was going to be an earthquake. And Lee literally, well, he had to bring something to somebody, but he went to the store and he bought me 2 big flashlights and a bag of ice.
Jesus.
And I couldn't get my own kids to do that.
Well, you need to trade them in.
You know what that's called, Carol? You know what that's called,
A
Carol?
good friend.
After you,
Yeah.
after you hit him behind the knees with the stick, you go with that Donald Trump explanation. He's a good guy sometimes.
She
No,
was
part of being friends. Part of being friends is when you could. It's like, what was it last week when he told me I could leave? Was it last week when
Yeah.
we were on radio and you
Yeah.
said, "Well, you could leave. You could leave."
But that's just show
Did I
talk.
leave that day?
No.
Was that the day? I did
No,
leave one day.
Yeah, it was the
But I
day
had
we were.
something come up. It was his birthday thing.
Yeah, it was the birthday celebration Thursday. Yeah, you had to go home and what was the exterminator or something coming in?
No, there was something going on. I had
Hmm.
to leave real fast.
Yeah, but see, she didn't tell the whole story. She called me up. She was in a panic. She was crying and she was all emotional. And she was a
Oh, geez.
she was a
I had
wreck.
smoked a joint, and I
She-
don't smoke anymore.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh Jesus!
She was a wreck.
Jeez.
And she was just on a rant. She was going. I said, okay. I'll go get the goddamn flashlights. Okay, I'll go get you a flashlight. So I'm on my way to Home Depot to pick up a flashlight, and then I get a text from, by the way, could you please get some backup, some
bag of
ice,
ice.
bag of ice. I said I ain't even gonna respond to it. So
Did she
I was-
order a pack of tops too? Did she order a pack of tops?
no tops.
Yeah,
Right.
but
If I had gotten some tops, I probably would have smoked the joint
yeah,
with
but
her just
ask
to get
him
rid
how
of my
many
misery.
times I walk in here and I feed this man.
Yeah, she does. She takes care of the old man.
I make sure he eats. If I
does.
cook, I
But
pack
you didn't
him
bring
up
anything
food.
today, so the hell with you.
I haven't cooked, and I
You
did
can
have
stop
it.
by McDonald's or something.
I don't want you to eat McDonald's.
Well,
It's not
you're
good for
right.
you.
You're absolutely right.
I usually
Oh,
bring him
Jesus.
something from Costco's.
A rat tail
Or I
sandwich.
may,
or
if
something.
I cook, I should have brought him a plate of food for my daughters.
Yeah, you didn't bring no leftovers or nothing. That's messed up. You know, doggone well I didn't barbecue.
She made
nothing.
barbecued ribs.
And you know what?
beef
I was
ribs.
riding around yesterday, folks. I started out at the airport. I went to Huntington Beach, dropped off a nice couple. They had just gotten back from South Africa. And then from there, I rode around Huntington for a little bit, picked up a couple of people on the beach. That's a nice area down there. It's a real pretty waterfront. And then I got a trip to Anaheim, to Disneyland. Now, while I'm riding around, I'm looking for a barbecue joint. And you know, I didn't see not
In
one.
Anaheim?
Yeah.
Oh, no, not even in Huntington.
Well,
Nowhere down
those
there.
are more skinhead and racist.
Well, damn, now you tell me. So then I started driving north from Anaheim, and, you know, you go through some other neighborhoods. I ended up in Inglewood. I'm still
you
not
should have
finding a
found
barbecue
You should
joint.
have went on Century.
Century Boulevard?
Yeah, there's barbecues all over, and and then
I
on
didn't see one place.
on Crenshaw coming from there. This one's always open,
Oh.
and they're always on Groupon. I'm
Yeah?
trying to think what they're called because I get their Groupons, and
I
they
didn't
normally
see
don't
one.
shut down.
No smoke in the air unless it was coming from Burbank.
Well, I'm sorry. I should have grabbed you a plate.
That's real
Wait a
messed
minute.
You
up.
want to hear what
You
she
mean the-
made?
What you make?
She had that green.
Oh,
what's that
Jesus.
green bean thing people make?
Casserole.
Casserole.
Okay.
And she had baked beans,
Mm-hmm.
potato salad. She had those short boneless ribs,
Yeah.
and then because she was in the service, we went to the commissary, and she got ribs, other ribs there, but not with huge bones. And she made barbecue chicken. My sister made a lemon cake. There was everything. She had bean dip. She had everything. I'm trying to think what else she had. Macaroni and cheese.
She didn't have any greens?
Cornbread. No. Because she made the green bean casserole. If you have one green.
Cornbread.
Cornbread?
And then there were those
Cornbread.
cupcakes that you had in here.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable, but I can't be having
Now, do you
those.
make homemade cornbread?
Yeah, I make good cornbread.
Do you put corn in it?
Sometimes I do, but sometimes I open up a can of the green chilies or the jalapenos,
Oh, hell
and
no.
I put those in it. And
Oh,
Oh, hell no.
hell no.
jalapeno cornbread's very good.
No, I don't like that jalapeno shit. That's too hot.
Not in the can,
Too
they're
hot.
not. The ones in the can are mild.
Too hot, baby. Too hot. What's buzzing? That's driving me crazy. It's
My
not
phone, my older client, it's getting ready to try to book it.
Oh, will you turn your vibrator off?
I don't know how.
Just keep turning the,
phone.
volume down.
She's saying you don't
Yeah,
ever
the-
pick up your phone.
Say, I'm on the air,
I,
biatch.
I don't say nothing.
Hey, Carol,
She's in almost 90 years old.
why do you have lipstick on your chin, all over your face? You're looking like
That's what Carol's known for.
look like you've been in
It's
an
like
orgy
this
or
artist,
something.
he drew a picture with lipstick on the face, and then he said people stole it from him. I said, no,
I should have taken a picture first.
I've had it my whole
so you
life,
could see it.
lipstick on my chin
Yeah.
and around my
How'd you do
face.
that? I mean,
Because I touch my face a lot, and then I
oh, okay.
smear it. I don't care.
Look here, just left the orgy.
Yeah, okay.
All kissed up. Let me see. Look this way, Carol. I
No,
wanna
don't
take
do that to me.
I'm going to take a picture of you so
I
you can
don't
see what I'm
want you to
saying.
take a picture of me.
I'm going to give it to you. I'm not going
Uh-oh.
to put it on
I don't
Facebook.
want a picture.
Oh, my God.
She don't want to see herself. Don't do it, and don't touch her.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Damn.
She doesn't like to be touched.
No, I don't.
Come on.
Not
telling
by
you,
just
Carol.
anybody.
Hey, Carol.
What?
Carol, come to Chicago and hang out with me. I'm not afraid of you breaking the rules because there are none, okay?
Nice. That's a nice invitation.
Yeah, but the
That's a
thing
good
is,
pitch.
I don't like to fly anymore.
Oh, jeez. Now I got to
Well, walk, Carol. Damn. Well, just walk
I'll
then,
walk.
Carol, all right?
I'll walk.
Yeah, she, Hey, can you come pick me up and take me over to Alfo's place? I said, well, that's like 2,000 miles. Well, we'll stop and I'll buy you lunch.
and pick up a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, right. She's a mess. What are you going to do with her?
I live in West Inglewood, Carol.
That doesn't mean it. What does that mean to
Yeah,
her?
what does that mean?
West Inglewood is on the south side of the city. It's in one of the more violent neighborhoods. That aside with the west side and the
Lawndale.
Lawndale area.
Yeah.
And it's right up there with the rest of the high crime area.
Yeah, that's why I started to ask you. Is that the neighborhood I read about all the time?
Yes, that's the
Yesterday,
neighborhood.
Chicago over the holiday, we had 79 shootings. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
Now, Alfo.
30 people died.
Yeah, Alfo and
I've lived here all my life.
Chris.
65 years.
Chris, where I lived down there when I was working at UBM, what is that area called?
That's Bronzeville.
Yeah,
No,
Bronzeville.
that's where the station was. I didn't live there.
No. Where did you live?
Yeah.
Where
Where did you live?
Yeah, Bronzeville.
No.
No. Where was
did Lee
I
live?
living?
Oh, I don't know what the hell you was living there. I've never been there.
I thought you.
What was the street numbers, Lee?
Oh.
What was
Yeah,
the area?
give,
What was
give us the
street
area.
I want to say 4700 South, by the museum down there.
Oh, by DuSable Museum?
Not the DuSable. The
Museum of Science and Industry?
yeah, that area.
You in the Hyde
that
Park
is-
area.
Yeah,
No,
you're in
it
the
was
Hyde Park area.
Below, it was just south of that. What's right south of Hyde Park? South of the museum, maybe 5 or 6 blocks.
Trouble.
Trouble. I was in
is
the
that-
trouble neighborhood. Yeah.
That's the
Big trouble
mid. That's,
neighborhood,
is that the Midway area? Because Lee, I
not
can tell you
Midway.
like
Yeah.
I was right near the lake. What's the Lakeshore Drive, and then going away from the
west,
yeah.
going away from the lake.
Okay, what's the next major drive? Is that King?
Yeah, but that's
No.
still.
No,
Yeah, that
we're
would still
talking-
be considered Hyde Park, though, I guess.
No, it's
Right.
not Hyde
It was-
Park. It wasn't Hyde Park.
It's not? Okay. Well,
Okay, you know where the boys' club is down there,
No.
or the YMCA?
Okay, hold on. Let me. Okay, I'm told now in the chat room, Lisa London says the Woodlawn area. Was it Woodlawn?
That's
oh,
what it was. Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, they
Lee,
kind of like
Lee,
cross each other a lot.
Lee. I
What?
lived in the Woodlawn area for 1 year. And that's all I could live there was for 1 year.
Really? Was it bad?
It now that you were in the old Jeff Fort gangster disciple war turf. I was 13 years old. I had a gun. Okay.
Wow.
All right. I missed 8th grade because I couldn't go to school.
Wow.
Lee, we're talking. That's why I say around the Midway area. We moved there in August. In August and September, I could ride my bike anywhere. By November, I was a captive on my block. I was unable to leave my block and unable to go to school. It was, we took to the mattresses without the mattresses. Damn. You
So
talking about
okay,
nice area.
so no, well, I don't know whether it was nice or not. I know one thing: I made friends with all the little cats hanging out in the parking lot at the apartment complex. So,
That's because it was casing your ass.
but that's all right. I let them know that who the old man was, and I made friends with him. And I told him to look out for my car. I might have a different car every week, but that's me. Okay. And so, okay, pops. Okay, I got you covered. So I know how to go in and make peace with the people in the neighborhood, and I wasn't afraid to because when I worked at WBMX and GCI, I used to go to all the projects and all of that and give away stuff. Now, not those kids they're not kids anymore; they're probably grandparents. But be that as it may, I know how to work the streets. So yeah, I just couldn't remember the name of that, but yeah, I think that is the Woodlawn. Yeah.
And you and you and Chris were on 47th and King Drive.
Yes, that's where the station was.
Yeah, in that area.
UBM was.
That's Bronzeville.
Yeah, UBM is on 41st and King Drive, so not just down the street.
41st and, okay. 'Cause,
you never came
by.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, I was lucky to be able to walk, Lee.
Yeah.
I was. My grandmother bought a building on 46th and Prairie. And I lived in Stateway Gardens on 39th and Federal. So between 39th and Federal and 47th and Prairie, 46th and Prairie, I'm well traveled every weekend. Well traveled.
Okay.
But we used to carry a ladder to the Bud Billiken Parade down 47th Street.
Yep.
Everybody would be rushing to get there early to get to the curb, to sit on the curb.
Right.
Well, we brought a big A-frame ladder and opened it up and climbed.
Climb up on the ladder. Yeah, the bird's eye view.
Climbed up on the ladder.
Yeah.
Bird's eye view. We even had the angle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the best view in town.
That's
up
right.
Up on the ladder. Yeah, I'm trying to go to the Facebook page here to see what you guys are saying. I've been ignoring you, but not intentionally.
Yeah,
please watch.
Check out what Laura Rice is saying about you. We know she is. She just,
Yeah, I know she's tearing my butt up. Let's see. Woodlawn goes that far? I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah.
John Lewis. Was it in the jungle? Yeah, well, at times it did feel like the jungle, John. Let's see.
Well, when you were down there, Lee, it's been so much gentrification happening.
Right.
That a lot of that was torn down, and you didn't have to deal with the L rolling all the way to, what was it, Stony? 63rd and Stony, was it?
Right.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have to deal with that L and all that. Man, you talking about a sniper's paradise?
Mm-hmm.
That Woodlawn area used to be it. It used to be it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, John, Chef Lewis down in Texas. I saw you showing off on Facebook with your brisket rotating and all of that. Man, I was sitting there.
I love brisket.
I was sitting there, my mouth was watering. I'm saying, you low down dirty dog. And Chef Lewis is a great cook.
For brisket.
Yeah, man, he's a great cook. A lot of discrimination against Afro-Cubans. They're like African Americans. But you know what? It's funny, and nobody tells a story better than Andre Egliston about how people come in from the Caribbean countries, Africa and places like that, and come to America, and many of them are in South Florida, and how they look down their nose at African Americans as if
heritage.
as if we're substandard to them. And one of the things that Andre used to say to him, look at here, man. Our people took the ass whipping for you to be able to come here so that you don't have to. So don't start with me. And I went, wow, that's deep. Makes a lot of sense. But they come here and they look down their nose at native black Americans, You
know why? Heritage.
Yeah.
This is when you hear people of Cuban descent, African descent, even from the Jamaicans and the Caribbean, it's the heritage. That's what they hold most. That's what they have an idolatry to, is their heritage.
Yep.
That's why when I speak so much on black and white, like I said, my father was Mexican. So I don't just speak on the disparaged treatment of black and white. It's a disparaged treatment by anyone who is not white.
Mm-hmm.
White privilege is extended. White privilege has been the ladder by which the white man is used to climb over everyone else, and then they turn around and pull the ladder up behind them.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just going back looking at some more comments here from Laura Rice. Are you still celebrating Chris's birthday? Of course. Absolutely. We'll do it for a year, and then after that, you're on your own, buddy.
No. Well, I'll take the month. I'll celebrate for a month in September.
No, we're going to wear your ass out for a year, and then we're not going to ever acknowledge your birthday ever again. You get 1 year of celebrating, okay?
I can't do it, dog. The month, I'll take. The 1 month of celebration is fantastic.
I hear you. What's up, Al Greer?
Is that how long you celebrate your birthday?
No, not really, but I know people are.
We
know how people are. They come forward and want to celebrate with you,
Yeah.
Matter of timing.
Now, Chris, let me ask you a question. Are you a lesbian or pervert?
What?
Lesbian.
You're a lesbian, okay. Because Laura Rice called you a pervert.
A lesbian?
Yeah, he's a lesbian. He likes women.
You have to understand the brain that Laura Rice has.
Okay, now that
Laura
hurricane's
Rice
at 185
always wants
miles
to
per hour.
insult you.
That's ass kicking.
Well, yeah, she always wants to insult somebody, and I understand that. Once you understand the so-called mind of a Laura Rice, you know how to play Kate, that type of thing.
Right.
So she always wants to insult, and that's how she operates.
Yes. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry Brown says we sound good.
Oh, Sherry, I'll have Lee send that to you today.
Send what?
She needs that show.
Oh, I thought I sent it to her.
No, and I forgot again.
Ooh-wee. If this thing stays on this
path. You see how
path.
close it's to her? Is that Orlando it's close to now?
Well, it's going up to about Central Florida, yeah. So Orlando will get
And this just came out,
2 p.m. update. So 2 p.m. What time zone is that?
Well, ahead of us, 3 hours.
Yeah.
So.
According to this path, if it doesn't deviate, it's going to go the heart of it right below South Florida and into, Lord have mercy, into the Gulf of Mexico. But it's going to hit the from Central Florida down to Key West. And then looks like it could go right into the Gulf, and Texas could be a target again. Can you imagine that?
Oh, God.
A double down? That would be horrific.
Well, this was all predicted. You see all the fires going on?
Yeah.
They said man will destroy himself.
Well,
and
this is not man. This is nature.
I believe in global warming and a lot of stuff we've done wrong.
Yeah.
But Nostradamus, read what all he predicted.
Well, that's true.
And
who the hell was he?
They're all selling, buying bunkers now, the wealthy. They're going to go underground, but when they come up like moles, their money won't be of no value when they say that because there'll be nobody here.
Well, listen, with the flooding that we just saw.
They can't live underground.
Yeah, you're going underground. You're gonna drown.
Yeah, but they don't think they are.
Your sump pump eventually is gonna. Where's it gonna pump the water to? You'll be in your little hut. What do they call those? The people they call?
Wait, is there a second storm coming behind it?
Behind the Irma?
Hurricane Irma strengthens to a Category 5 as a second storm forms behind it.
And they're going to call that hurricane Julio.
That's a good name.
Julio?
Yeah, well, Julio with a J.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this thing goes right between Cuba and Key West and goes into the Gulf of Mexico, Lord have mercy.
It hasn't come over Cuba yet.
All we need now is to get a huge earthquake here.
Yeah, this is the projected.
That's next.
Yeah,
I really believe that we're cruising for a bruising for earthquake. You mentioned the pelicans earlier.
Yeah.
The wildlife have an inkling before science.
Then why the hell are they coming here? Forget what.
Well.
A good sign is when your dogs start howling and acting weird. Because
they're coming to feed for getting ready for a disaster.
And then
really they'll move inland.
Right, they're really fleeing the oncoming disaster. Because as it gets closer, they're going to bank out. They're going to bounce.
No, look at that little Hawk, he couldn't fly in those winds, so he flew into that cab.
Yeah, he got.
And
he took
that was
refuge
the
in
cutest
cab.
thing, seeing that hawk sitting in the back seat of the cab, like, I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
He took him out of the cab, remember, and he sits him on the car to fly away, and that hawk's like, I'm not leaving here. So he brings him into the house. Did you see him? He brought him into his house.
I didn't see that part. I saw him
And
in the
he
car.
fed him some chicken. He dropped it for, and then he ate it. Then he called wildlife, and they came and got him. But he was like, "Oh no, you ain't putting me out nowhere."
He said, I'm tired.
And
My
I love
wings
how
hurting.
they're even saving possums. They're saving everything they can.
I saw 2 raccoons last night coming up under a car. Where was I? What part of town was I?
They're mean little jerks. Well, you
They
could
can
looking
be.
at my messages.
Yeah, I was looking at these X-rated movies.
Don't be
you got
looking
on
at
there.
my the X-rated. If you watch The Power, that's as X-rated as they can get.
I don't watch that. I
That
have
movie,
no idea
that
what you're talking
TV
about.
show has
Oh,
more
geez.
sex.
Oh,
I mean,
come
it's
on,
a little
Carol.
too much.
They're not touching you. Come on, Carol.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I mean, the nudity in it gets to be. It's like, what was 50 Cent's thinking? Every time you turn around, there's someone having sex again.
Now look who you're talking about. You talking about 50 Cent.
I love 50 Cents.
Okay,
You can
so
visit me anytime.
oh,
Would you let
I
him
guess
touch you?
he
Oh,
can.
yeah, that's
Shit,
okay.
ain't no 50 Cent can touch her.
I like men that are very manly, and he just strikes me to be such a man.
She would
50
let him
Cent?
touch her.
Yeah,
Did
I
y'all
would.
hear that?
And
There's
mark this
just-
date
He
down.
can touch you all night long.
Let me
I don't
write
think I
this
can
Oh,
down.
last all night long.
Give you about a good 10 minutes and
It's
you do it.
past those
10 minutes
days.
of touching. Wow. Jackie Tillman, what's
10
up,
minutes
buddy?
of touching.
You don't think that show's a little sexual, Chris?
Yeah, it is, but it sells. That's what people want to see.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, they're watching.
I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
It's not a show that
Well,
it's got to be rated where anybody under a certain age cannot watch that show.
But that's on
Well, they have to.
cable channel.
That's
It's
on,
not on the regular.
Stars. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's on Stars. Yeah.
that's how they can get away
My
with it.
son, I've never seen one episode of it, and my son was trying to pull it up on
Oh, it's a good show.
on my Samsung so I could start watching it
Uh-huh.
from season. They're in season 4, episode 10
Yeah, I
or
finally
8
reached. I'm just coming out of 3.
out of season 3.
Yeah, I'm going into 4 now.
How many episodes per season?
Is there what 9? Is it
There
9?
9?
Like
I think
average
so.
9, 10. Yeah.
The hell with it.
I think it's a great show. I like it better than Empire.
Last Ship. That's what y'all need to watch. The Last
Well,
Ship.
I can't get around to watch. You know, Lee, I can't get around to watching Power, Empire, Last Ship. I can't get around to watching those. What was it? Ray Donovan.
Ray,
of those
he's
shows-
cold-blooded.
I heard that
Blacklist.
show. I don't have
You
that.
watch the
Yeah,
Blacklist?
Blacklist. I can't get around to watching any of that.
Why is that?
There's too many sports going on. Okay.
Oh, God.
Or there are too many people getting punched in the nose, kicked in the head, stomped, or, I mean, I'd rather watch ring combat, football, basketball, hockey, than I would to watch a movie.
Well, my friend, I guess to each his own. And I don't watch any of them. Only thing I watch is The Last Ship. It comes on Sunday night at 9 p.m. here
You know,
on the
you
West
guys,
Coast.
Lee doesn't do really anything but
No.
work here
And
and
go
drive Uber.
and lift.
I try to get him to do stuff. He doesn't really have a social life.
I've had a
Chris.
social life. Shit, I was in the radio business for 52
Yeah, but
years.
you need to have a little
There you
bit
go.
of
I've been as social as I need to be.
Hey, Chris, do you
Yes,
think
sir.
there's a other Lee out there somewhere?
Now the other Lee is Uber Lee. I've heard him.
It's Uber Lee. Huh?
He leave Uber Lee alone. Yeah.
Man,
God.
hey, Uber Lee, man. I hate to see Uber Lee versus Carol when it comes to the not touching and putting heads through windows.
Let me say hello to Miss B. My sister's listening.
Oh, how's she doing?
And we've turned her into a real fan. She's doing fine. I told her to get ready for that storm.
Is she in Florida?
Irma. No, she's in Virginia.
Yep.
Norfolk. which is
Yeah,
is
my
north.
niece is in Virginia.
But we don't know where this thing is really going to go.
well,
but it looks like
let's
it's going
keep our
south.
fingers crossed that it hits
Yeah.
where Trump's at.
No, we ain't going to get that lucky.
They were talking about Mar-a-Lago getting destroyed by.
Good deal. Tear that biatch up.
Yeah, well, he built the government out of 17 million.
Mm-hmm.
The last time a storm rolled through there, he claimed a bunch of BS and got away with it.
I'm sure. Yes, put him out of business. Take all of his income out of Florida away from him for a year.
You just please.
He'll pay himself back first, I'm sure.
Please, mark my words.
Yeah.
I do believe they're going to get him in the RICO Act.
I hope and pray that you're correct on that. I hope you're right, bro.
For what they're compiling on him and the money, the laundering of money he's done for the Russian mob and the Russian government, it's going to be the RICO Act that brings him down. Obstruction of justice, fine, okay. But with the further forensic investigation on how the Russians didn't hack into our election system to change votes. They hacked in our election system to hold down the vote.
Mm-hmm.
And they changed information in the Democratic areas, and that's how they did it. Add that along with cross-check, you got the perfect storm.
Absolutely.
Welcome Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
And that's what they did.
And he's claiming no knowledge of any of it, but the lie is beginning to show its ugly face, and I think they've got him in the crosshairs. I really do. And there's not just one investigation going on. There's about 4 investigations going on simultaneously.
When you say 4, Lee, you don't mean the House or the Senate, do you?
Well, those are 2.
Well, those aren't investigations.
They're just hearings.
Those are road shows because
Yeah.
Republicans are going to protect him. And they're going to protect him as much as they possibly can.
Well, anybody that's protecting Donald Trump should be voted out on November 6, 2018.
Yeah, right.
Period.
Yeah, I agree, but it's not going to happen.
Well, it should.
What they got is Manafort. And if Manafort, which I believe both Manafort and Flynn have flipped on him. And
well, they're going to have to save their own ass to get
what's
a plea
the
deal.
attorney general in New York?
Mm-hmm.
He's basically hooked up with Mueller, and he can't pardon his people. He can't pardon Manafort from state charges. And most of the money laundering that's been done has been done through New York and his real estate ventures.
Yeah.
And once they get him caught up in that,
nonprofit stuff
right,
as well.
that's his ass.
We have
his
someone.
Foundation.
Go ahead. Finish up that.
His foundation is under investigation.
Right.
All of that's going to come to fruition, and the train is gathering speed.
Yep, that's true. It's rolling like a snowball down a snow-covered hill. It's growing.
Am I allowed to say something? Val Young.
Uh-huh.
When I say what I say about, I get tired of hearing that whites against that isn't what I'm really against. I'm against because me being mainly Native American, registered Indian, coming from where I come from, they were horrible to us. If they killed one of us, the police, it was no big deal. It was just looked over. So I've had to live the same kind of life. And being the Indian, there's not a lot of us. So believe me, they treat us like we're ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, I'm far from ignorant. I've ran businesses for years.
Right.
So when you hear me talk, Val, I'm speaking for me, my people, because you seen what they did with us with the pipeline. They came through our sacred lands.
Right.
So when I say things, it's nothing against black versus white. I'm just trying to tell you.
But I think
and I'm speaking for my race
Sure.
and me. So sometimes I do get offended because I have friends that I get mad when they speak against white people. And I do have a friend that does that. She's very famous. And it bothers the shit out of me, believe me.
But she's speaking from her perspective.
Thank you.
Just
but
like
when
you
I
are
try
from
to
your
tell
perspective.
her I'm speaking from mine.
Right.
She has to. I have to remind her. I do have a mother
Mm-hmm.
who's dead right now. My mother died when I was just a teenager. That all races, because in whites you have different types of whites, to be honest, and they go through hell too. You have what they call trailer park trash. That's what the white cop wants to call them. They go into those areas, they kill them too, and do horrible stuff. But
Right.
I speak for myself, what they've done to us Indians.
But just to be clear, that's what everybody's doing from their
Thank
own
you.
perspective.
I understand that. So I'm trying
Whether
to
you're
explain
Jewish,
to them.
you're black,
I have
you're Latino.
a son that's part black. And
Right.
my father has black in him, so.
Now let's go to the phones and see
Frankie?
what. Oop, that call's gone.
Yes.
Is that Frankie?
Yes. Hi, Alpo.
Hi, Frankie.
Where are you calling
Hi,
from?
Carol.
Hi, Frankie.
Hi, Chris.
Frankie. Oh, okay.
Hey, how you doing, Frankie?
Hang on a second, Frankie. We got somebody on the phone line here. Who's calling?
Hi,
This me, Dogwater.
Oh.
Andre.
Hey, how you doing, Andre?
I seen him come in.
I'm doing all right. I'm in North Florida. I'm standing in front of my dad's house, and the only spot in the yard where I can get a signal.
Oh, yeah. He's calling from North Florida. It's the cell coverage out there is not very good. Are you bracing for the storm? What are you guys hearing locally there about Irma?
Well, they raided all the stores, I understand. Some of my family has asked me to bring water back this afternoon when I get on the road for them, because there's no water in the stores, batteries and all that kind of stuff. They cleaned them all out.
Wow. So it's really headed your way. I mean, it's locally they're saying hunker down, huh?
Yeah, if it's a Category 5, you remember when I lost my roof in Wilma, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, that was a Category 2.
Wow.
If it's a Category 5, South Florida will be experiencing catastrophic destruction. Catastrophic, unlike anything I've seen in a long, long time. Water I'm not worried about, because water down there. You've been fishing with me, and you see all the pumping stations and everything, and they can drain the swamp, and they can drain the entire Everglades in about 2 weeks' time if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll move the water out. I'm not worried about flooding so much, but I am worried about damage from wind.
Right.
And a lot of people that have not experienced a hurricane like that, they will leave their coconuts on the trees, and those coconuts turn into cannonballs.
That's right.
Anything that's not tied down, or any fruit on the tree or anything like that, it can do catastrophic damage. So I just throw all my lawn furniture into the pool. I'm going to have to put about maybe 200 gallons of water inside of my boat and flatten the tires, and put up my shutters and hope for the best.
You going to ride it out?
You talking about riding it out?
Oh, yeah, I'll ride it out. Unless they say evacuate. See, I live west of I-95, so I'm far enough inland that I won't have to, problems out of storms or anything like that.
But
the only problem I would have.
Yeah, the wind.
Yeah, the wind. That's my only
if it hits the coast at a Category 5, by the time it gets to you, it's still going to be probably at least a 2.
Yeah,
maybe a 3.
Yeah, it's gonna bring a lot of wind, but I ain't leaving my house for looters to come in and take.
Do you have flood insurance, Andre?
Oh yeah, I have flooded.
Okay. Do you have hurricane insurance?
Yeah, they would have to cover it.
Okay.
But you know what? Like the last time when Wilma tore my roof off, I couldn't sit around and wait on the insurance company to cut me a check. I had to go ahead and fix my roof. So you better make certain repairs to your property, or else the damage is going to be catastrophic.
Yeah.
Well, Andre, tell me something. Tell me you're not going to be in a blind in a tree waiting on a deer to pass with a bow and arrow.
No, I ain't going to be in a blind tree waiting on a deer to pass. What I will be is eating
Eating
Something
what?
Like that. Eating stray cats and dogs that lose their home.
Oh, I don't like cows.
Yeah, they're going on the grill.
You're not going to eat somebody's cat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
You are.
You see, you don't understand. Andre will eat you.
No, he won't.
That's right.
He pull that back strap out and put it on the grill.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing you get.
That's right.
That back
He
strap.
gets shot trying to eat my cats. I can guarantee you that one.
Well, he's gonna eat you first, and then the cat will
He
be
got to
dessert.
get me first now. He don't know what's sitting in my house.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no, the back strap. That's coming off first. You ain't going to have no back one after I get finished. Alpha, is that you?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
Alpha.
that's me, Andre.
Yeah, man. Good to talk to you again, Alpha.
Good to hear you, Andre.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
we love you to death, man, and that's why I reached out to you to find out what was going on.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's bracing. They evacuating the Keys. Now, I would not be down in the Keys for all the cows.
Oh, and I love the Keys. I've worked out there.
Yeah, that ain't the place to be with the storm. It looks like it's coming right in between the Keys and,
Yeah, but
and
look at the
Cuba
wind.
going into the Gulf again. What do you think?
I hope it does not hit the mainland United States. I hope it'll turn and go north, but all of the models have that storm, coming towards South Florida, very, very close.
Yeah.
I work Key West every year. I perform for the Key West Yacht Club every year.
Right.
And so I know, how vulnerable
There's
they
a
are.
life report right now.
I mean, the ocean will just cover those islands.
Right.
It'll
You
cover them
have a
up.
live report coming
Yeah,
from your state now.
Yeah, your governor is speaking right now about the hurricane. So,
Yeah, he's already declared a state of emergency.
Yeah, he's
Right.
telling people to get the hurricane kits.
all right, now, Andre.
I have a lot of water in
Yeah.
my house.
Andre, listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're stubborn, and you've been through a lot of storms and shit, but you and your entire family, all your crazy brothers and sisters, y'all need to pack up and go up to your mama and daddy's house where you are right now and wait for this thing to do what it's going to do. You hear me? You hear me? I'm talking to you like your father
And
now.
it's a horrible feeling when you lose everything, because I had a fire and I lost everything.
And so what?
I mean,
But you know
what we gonna
I'm
do about
alive.
Gator? What we gonna do about Gator?
Well, you're going to have to get
Yeah,
some
I
duct
see
tape.
where those gators were going went into a person's house.
No, we're talking about his sister. Her nickname
Oh,
is
it's
Gator.
Gator, oh.
You're going to have to get some rope and some duct tape and tie her up, put her in the trunk or back there in the pickup truck and take her on up there. She's going to be fighting, cussing and
yeah.
screaming, but that's what you're going to have to do.
She's gonna be flapping around like a bluegill on the line.
That's what
Give
you're
her
going to have to do.
The Mr. T treatment on the airplane.
That's right. You got maybe get her drunk and then go on and tie up and throw her in the back of the pickup truck.
She already see now, don't you?
Oh no, she's gone crazy on you.
She don't go on see.
But no, listen, seriously, man, on the real, no jokes aside, that's what y'all need to do.
Yeah, if it looks like it's gonna be a 5 and they order evacuations, I'm out.
Yeah. You get all your brothers and sisters
Yeah,
and
because
all
no
your
material
kinfolk
things are worth your life.
and get on up there to Daddy's house and chill. That's way
Yeah,
north,
bye-bye.
and you probably ain't gonna have nothing but maybe a little rain.
Yep.
Well,
I'm gonna jump off the line, man. 'Cause it's hot out here.
Okay, buddy.
I'm standing outside.
Thank you for
So
calling.
No problem. I'll talk to you
I'll
later.
be in touch
Bye.
with you in the next 24
All right, Andre. Take
All
care.
right, bye-bye.
Later.
Yeah,
Be safe.
first of all, safety. And lady, next time you talk to Andre, if you can, I was going to say the following, just paraphrase it. When we first all met back in 2008 on your network, USTalkNetwork.com,
Right.
to know Andre is to love him. And the thing about Andre is that the one thing I love about the man is that I cannot compare him to anybody else. That's when I know that
he's in the
you're
category.
a great
know what?
person.
He was very
That's
serious today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
And you know what? When I lost all my stuff, because I had a fire where I live, but where they took my stuff, everything got burned. I have, but you know what? I looked at it this way. I wasn't burned, and
Right.
I'm alive. And people ask me now why I don't dress up. I go, because all my clothes burned.
Well, you know what? When you got a storm coming through like that, And they tell you
Get
to
out,
evacuate.
get out. That's that.
Plain
people
and simple.
complaining, nobody came, but they warned you, get out. A lot of people trying to save people lost their lives over this, people not getting out. They
Take
went
all the
in-
things that's not replaceable, like family pictures and documents, your insurance paperwork and all that kind of stuff.
I always had for my money I have hidden.
Well, that too. Those are important documents.
But I have a feeling we're going to get a big earthquake. Either we are or up north's going to get it. I hope they get it up north.
No, don't wish it on any of
Well,
us.
I don't want it.
No. But listen, folks.
Those birds are flying here for a reason.
Well, that's true.
Birds are
those
smart.
Those are nature's signs.
You should have seen all those pelicans in the water. I've never seen it like that.
There must be a lot of fish in there. They don't come around.
No, it's weird. Remember I told you my cat started acting weird the other day?
Yeah. That's because you were
Animals
smoking
know
weed.
more before
do.
when any kind of disaster happens. Animals know.
And the water
Yeah.
had a weird color today, and it was kind of choppy.
Yeah, it's
And
called.
it's been so humid
It's
here.
called waves.
No, it's been
One of my good
real.
friends
I go
is in
out there
Florida.
every day to walk, and it's been real. Where you haven't seen waves, because remember I told.
It's
Did I
been
tell you I
calm.
saved a dog at the beach the other day?
No.
Right now it's that time of year when the grunions are out, the jumping fish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this dog, which was a golden retriever, which are known swimmers,
Mm-hmm.
he sees the grunion, and he starts swimming further, and the woman's screaming for him. And that,
So you went out there and
she-
you
no, what I
jumped in
did
the
is
water?
I ran to the end of the pier real fast.
Uh-huh.
And I don't usually whistle because it's women aren't supposed to whistle the way I can whistle.
How do you whistle?
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So she's hollering, and then everybody's sitting along the and watching. And I said to somebody, "We got to run to the edge and try to get his attention." And luckily, I did get his attention. And he turned around, and he was like panting because he had reached the part where he
Yeah.
would have been gone.
Yeah.
Those waves would have took him out of the current.
Right.
And he turned around, but he was trying to get to me where the rocks were. But
Right.
I knew if he got on those, he wasn't. So I kept walking. for
Walking
him
down
to-
the pier.
So he basically
Followed
followed
you.
my sound
Sure.
and listened. But you know what the funniest thing? I hollered to the one, he's going to be really tired. That little asshole got out of that water, started
Running around.
But he
Yeah.
wouldn't have lived. He had
Yeah.
went that far out. It was scaring all of
Well,
us.
if the grunions are jumping,
The
that's why the
grunions-
pelicans are around.
The grunion, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That is it. Because the
That's it.
grunions are, because at night people go out and the grunions will actually jump
Jump
on
out, yeah.
out of the water.
Yeah.
But
that's
they're
right.
there. I've been watching them
That's
all
what's
week.
happening.
You're
feeding
right.
time.
That's why they're there.
Yep.
They're eating the grunions.
Yep.
Have you guys ever seen the grunions? The jumping fish?
No, I haven't seen it.
No, I
what
think
what
it's
is the sound that you're talking about that you made? This
Oh,
whistling
I
stuff.
can whistle from being where I'm from. I was kind of a tomboy.
Okay, we're going to whistle now.
No, I don't do that.
Come on, blow
anymore.
one for us.
No,
Okay, now, Carol, now look,
I'm
we
very,
can't see
very
you.
feminine.
You're not on
what?
camera, with the
No,
face.
I'm
Like, the
very-
least you could do is
no,
whistle, for
no,
God's
I'm
sake.
very-
You brought it up.
I'm very feminine now. I don't climb trees like I used to, and I
Well,
don't.
we don't
I used
want-
to climb trestles. You know where the railroad
Yeah.
trains are sitting way up in there.
Yeah.
I think about that now. I hate height. I hate height now.
But see, you bring all this stuff up. You tell
Well,
us about
growing
stuff
up.
you.
I was kind of a tomboy.
Go
I
on
always
and
wanted
whistle.
to do things better
Come
than
on.
Blow the
boys
whistle.
could do it. No.
blow the whistle.
All right,
Not
blow the
gonna
whistle. Let's
blow
go.
one for.
No,
Come on.
let the other Carol blow the whistle.
Blow the
All
whistle.
right. I whistle for the dogs over
Yeah,
at
that's
the house.
whistle. Just put your lips together and blow.
No.
That's
I
right.
blow. I
That's
whistle
right. Blow me,
through
baby,
my-
come on.
I whistle between my
Yep.
teeth. I don't whistle like that. I whistle between my teeth.
Oh, you put your fingers
There you
in
go.
your mouth.
I don't have to put my fingers.
That's
but
my
you know,
whistle.
if people would be smart,
Yeah.
there's a whistle they have you can buy, and only animals can hear it.
Dogs. Yeah, it's called
And
a dog whistle.
they people, when you let your animals in the ocean, you should really have one of those whistles
Yeah.
to turn that dog around because he will hear that sound.
Oh yeah. It's
We
called a
can't
dog
hear
whistle.
it, but they can hear it.
And the Republicans can hear it.
Yeah, they probably can.
Yeah.
Because they're dogs.
When Trump says we're going to make our country great again, make America great again, that's a dog whistle. That's a dog whistle.
People really believe that, though.
No, well, they're weak in the head.
My daughter was talking to him yesterday about
Yes.
some young Republican that everybody's going to vote for if they have to re-vote. I said, "Are you kidding?
Who is this person?
I never heard of it. Have you? Some young guy. I said, are you thinking of Kennedy everybody talks about? Because he's a Democrat.
I don't know who you're talking
I
about.
think she voted for Trump. I'm really starting to think that.
Who, your daughter?
What are you talking about, Carol?
Which one?
Some young Republican, they claim that they're going to push to, in case because that's where it might be headed, where there's another vote.
A revote?
They say where it's never happened in history.
Nope.
Oh, it needs to happen now.
Yeah.
Right
I think
now.
the universe is hating the fact that Trump is president. Our world is imploding.
Well, we're the world leaders, and to see what's going on here, it costs us a lot everywhere. There's so much going on everywhere in the world. Now, they say down in Santa Barbara the other day, you know that weird weather we have?
Mm-hmm.
People were out at the beach, and all of a sudden this horrible wind came, and people were running from the beach.
Yeah, they were running from their lives. Everything was blowing so hard.
Yeah,
It
did
was
you
like a
hear
mini-
about that? That was weird.
Yeah,
huh?
I watched the video. I watched the video last night. It was like a mini, I don't know, a combination of a hurricane and a tornado.
Send it to Lee if you have it, because it was weird.
Okay, I'll try to find it again. I was like, holy crap, because they were just laying there. They were just, just hanging out, relaxing, and then boom. Oh, man, these people thought they were going to die.
Darius, you must be from Norfolk. It says, Lee, sounds like you're doing one of those old Norfolk Granby Street wolf whistles. Now, Granby Street, you have to be from Norfolk to know what that means, or the name of that street. Now, it's just a dog whistle that I use that the dogs around me, they respond to. It's... They hear that, they stop whatever they're doing.
Yeah, he does that outside here, and they hear him.
Yep.
Because the house is up on the hill.
Hey, Lee? Lee?
Yeah.
Did you see my latest post?
No.
Oh, yeah, because Mr., asshat, well, actually, Joel Osteen, decided to do a preach. And I said, Joel Osteen tells Harvey survivors not to have a victim mentality. My response to him is, are you fucking kidding me? And I have had so many responses over this. It's unreal. Unreal. That man needs to go bye-bye, too.
Well, I think Joel might be starting to lose it a little bit. I've never been a big fan of his anyway.
Well, your friend that you don't like, Tyler Perry, stuck up for him.
Yeah, well, Tyler Perry's...
Now nobody likes Tyler Perry.
No, there ain't no loss with me because I've never been a big fan of his either. But, not a hater, but he's just another cat out there doing what he's doing. That's
He's
okay.
not a man of God or of the cloth, period.
Yeah.
He's a con artist.
Are you trying to say he's pimping in the pulpit?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I will preach it. He is pimping in the pulpit.
Anytime you have people in your church and you're supposed to be helping them because they've been a victim of a horrific storm, and then you ask to pass the damn plate? Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
No, you know what's even worse? His thing, when he was, because I actually have a few people who are down there. He said, well, Houston didn't ask us to open our church. And I'm like wanting to go over there and smack him in the face.
Yeah,
exactly.
They didn't ask the Muslims to open their places, and they opened them.
Right, and that's being petty. And the only reason why Joel Osteen came out was because he was obliterated in social media.
Absolutely.
They came after social media, and that's the only reason why he came forward. Another thing was, there's a guy down there in Houston owns 2 furniture stores.
Yeah.
Opened up both his furniture stores, all the evacuees, and is currently having them stay there and serving them breakfast, lunch, and dinner on him.
Right. Yeah. So you don't do good deeds with expecting something in return. However, when you do good things to help people in their time of need, if you happen to be in business of some kind, people are going to remember you. So if you have a furniture store, a shoe store, and you gave away all your shoes, or a grocery store, and you gave away all your inventory to help people in need, number one, you prevented your store from being looted, because you're giving it away, okay? You're helping people. And guess what? When those people get back on their feet, they're going to remember the grocery store down the street gave us free food. I'm going to patronize that store. And I may not have prior to that. So you've just built a loyalty to the people in the community. They'll remember that.
And as the plate passes, if you'll just give $500, I'll give you this sample vial of Harvey Houston water.
Right. Exactly.
What an asshole.
Yeah, so to all the big mega churches, you should open your doors to people in the time of need. You know, they come and support your church. They give tithes. And even if they're not members, the good Christian thing to do is to take everyone in, ask no questions, and give from the heart. If you don't do it with that, then, you know, you're not a Christian. You're not a good person.
And he is a big Trump supporter.
Well, see, there you go.
Oh, absolutely.
See, it's funny that, and I didn't know that, but it's funny that you mentioned that because his actions are the same as Trump's. So I go back to what I said earlier in the show. People who are supporting Donald Trump act like, look like, are the same as he. Period. Otherwise, why are you supporting him? You're standing up for something that you believe in.
Well, if it walks like a duck, well, you know, if it walks like a duck, it walks like a duck.
It's a freaking duck. You're right.
Yep.
So that's the bottom line. We can try to ignore it. We can try to make excuses for it, but the behavior is the same. The belief is the same. There's no difference. So you're either down with this cat or you're not. If you are, then you are the same as he. You're a narcissist. Yep. You are a racist. You're a bigot. And that's it. I mean, come on. And listen, some of you might be offended. There might be associates or friends of mine. But I'll tell you to your face, that's who you are. Because that's who he is. And he is not going to change. Anytime you are in the position of being the president of the United States and you go to just a destroyed area and you turned it into a campaign speech and you got people out there chanting and doing all that stupidity, no president in my lifetime has ever done anything like that. They go out there and they observe the damage. They assess what's going on. They don't go out there and campaign and do a rally. You don't do that. You go there and say, okay, what do we need to do as a federal government to help get these people back on their feet? That's your job, not to go out there and pimp a bad situation. So you're despicable. You're a horrible human being. You don't know what suffering is about, apparently. But when they lock your monkey ass up, and I say monkey ass because you're acting like a damn monkey, when they lock you up, you're about to see. Now, that's probably not going to happen. I hear Alfo deep breathing right now because he said, Lee, you're crazy. You know they ain't going to lock that man up. Well, they should because he's a criminal.
He's got too much money.
President, he ain't going to be locked up.
No,
he's got too much money.
That rule needs to be broken as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Lock his ass up.
We agree with that, but it ain't happening.
Well, it's a sad day in America.
I'm a realist. It's always been a sad day in America. When wasn't it a sad day in America? Especially if you're a minority, it's always been a sad day in America.
Well, the fat lady is singing.
We always had hope.
So that means we got to go.
You're right.
Frankie, Alfo,
yes.
Chris, Carol, and all of you that are tuned in today, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I wish nothing but great things to all of you. Be peaceful. Help the people that are in need. And there are going to be more people in the state of Florida and maybe up and down the East Coast that's going to need our help. Give to a charity that you know that the majority of the money is going to go to the cause. People in pain, suffering. Maybe some people say the American Red Cross is the most stable, but only 16% of the funds that they raise go to the cause. So somebody needs to go in there and change the way they operate, bring the expenses down so more money can get to the people that need it. God bless all of you. We'll be back tomorrow morning right here at 10 a.m. on the Power of Voices, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Till then, peace and love. Help someone.